Welcome back to Homegrown Passion. I'm Katy, and I've had so many requests on how I process my tomatoes. So today I am going to show you how I make roasted tomato sauce. So stay tuned. Making delicious roasted tomato sauce is super easy and you don't need a lot of equipment. Roasting pan, colander to rinse the tomatoes, a sieve to get the seeds and the skins out, a nice pot that you can put it in, and I use my immersion blender to blend everything up. If you don't have one of these, you can use a food processor or a regular blender, but you got to make sure that you don't over blend it because you don't want to crack open the seeds because that'll make your sauce bitter. So my first step is to wash the tomatoes. I don't really have to wash mine because I grow them and I know there's no pesticides or herbicides on them. But if you see tomatoes that have a white dusting on them, I would go ahead and make sure you wash them really well. So let me just throw them in the colander. I'll take them over to the sink and give them a nice rinse. These are really nice tomatoes. Okay, let me take them over to the sink. So give them a nice rinse, and then I'm going to put them on the towels I have laid out. So I'm going to make sure the tomatoes are as dry as possible. You don't want a lot of extra liquid you have to get rid of. So I like to lay the tomatoes out and let them air dry a little bit. Because as you process them, you want to get all the moisture out, so you don't want any extra water on top of them. So I just pat my tomatoes dry. But if you do buy them and they have a white coating on them, you may want to wash them off individually. Get them all clean and any residue off of them. Okay, let's get these guys over to the cutting board so I can cut them up into pieces. So my next step, take the tomato, cut the little bit of the end off, and I save this for my chickens. The ladies really love it. Cut the tomato in half and place them in the roasting pan. Now I always used to do a single layer, but I found with my convection oven I can do 2 layers, and it takes a little bit longer, but with the air circulating around, it's able to do 2 layers, and I don't have to take so much time waiting for them to get roasted. So if you find one that has a lot of green in it, I go ahead and get that out because I think it makes the sauce taste a little bitter. That's really easy to do. So I have the first layer completed, and since I'm going to do multiple layers, I'm going to salt each one. So I like to use kosher salt because it's nice and coarse. Just give a nice sprinkle because that gets all the moisture out of the tomatoes as they're roasting. I have everybody in the oven set at 325 convection, and I'm going to set my kitchen timer for 45 minutes so I can check them and make sure they're browning up really nicely. Well, I have the first batch in the oven, and I can only fit 2 roasting pans, and I have a lot more tomatoes to prep. So I'm going to go ahead and get these guys ready. Just slice them in half and put them in a bowl here. So when I'm able to bring out the first batch, get them out of the pans, I can put these guys right in and pop them in the oven. It's later on in the afternoon, and I've been combining all of my roasting trays, cooking the tomatoes really nice and slow. And once they get done, I put them in this big pot because it's a little bit easier to handle. So let me bring this guy over here. And since I did cook them so nice and slow and cooked them for a long time, I'm not going to have to use the immersion blender. I could just use my sieve and my spoon and to get all the seeds and the skins off. So now it's just a process of spooning it out of my big pot here into the sieve and getting all the good juices out. Oh, it smells really good. Well, this sauce is so thick, I'm putting it through the sieve here, that I thought for sure I'd have to put it back in the oven to reduce it down, but it is super thick. I don't think I'm going to have to do that. This is probably the best sauce I've ever made. Yeah, it's really nice. Just swirl it around and get all those good juices out. It's amazing how quick it goes through. And then the end product, the leftovers, is so dry. And I do ration that out, the dried leftover stuff, to my chickens. Don't want to give them too much at once, upsets their diet. And whatever's left over goes in the compost pile. But yeah, those 2 big spoonfuls, that's all I got left.
I'm going to take a break and show you guys something really cool.
Hey guys, I want you to check this out. It's the VEVOR Folding Wagon. I've been using it for a couple weeks now and it's made my gardening life so much easier.
This is not your normal big clunky wagon. It's super lightweight at only 11 pounds, which is the weight of 10 apples. And when you're done, it folds down flat in seconds. The liner is tough, but easy to clean. Just unhook it, spray it off, and you're good to go. It's built for real people doing real work, just like you and me.
I'm also planning on using this when I go on vacation to haul all my incidentals up to my room. This wagon has a lot of features, plus it folds down, but it has a handle that's very easy to use. When you're walking, it's just the right height. It has pockets in the front, and it's a large cargo space. The wagon folds up so compact that I can just stick it in the car, and I still have lots of room for my suitcases.
Let me show you how we're using it here at Bradwood Farm today. I'm hauling some flowers, plus a few tools I need for planting. These oversized wheels are built for dirt, gravel, and grass, even uneven terrain, perfect for farms and off-road gardens.
The VEVOR's folding wagon boasts a durable frame, nice fabric, and a 220-pound capacity, so it's great to transport your plants, your tools, and even your harvest. No more back-breaking trips. This wagon glides easily even when fully loaded. Whether you're camping, gardening, or just hauling gear, the VEVOR Folding Wagon is your great companion. It is so versatile and it can go anywhere.
I will leave a link in the description down below, along with the discount code if you're interested in trying any one of the VEVOR products.
Well, let's take a look and see what the sauce looks like that's coming through the sieve. Oh wow, super duper thick. Well, got quite a few more spoonfuls to get through. It shouldn't take me too much longer. Okay, it's all done. You have a little taste. That is so sweet and mild. Oh, it's awesome. So look how nice and thick that is. So I think it's ready for freezing. So with the sauce, I'm not going to can it because we do use it up so fast. So I'm going to freeze it. And my plan is to do a couple of the quart bags because I have some really good pizza dough in the freezer so I can make pizzas with it. I don't have to get it all out. And then I'm going to do a gallon bag. So I don't want to do a big pot of spaghetti. Okay. And I'll have to get my Sharpie out and mark on the bag the date and what's in there. So there's no surprises in the freezer. So as you're filling up plastic bags, my mom taught me this trick. That if you put the bag in a bowl, it helps the bag stay open. It's a lot easier to fill. I'm just about done with the roasted sauce, which I used about 20 pounds of tomatoes. I brought up a total of 50. The other 30 pounds are in the oven reducing down, and so they should be done shortly. So here's the other 30 pounds. It's not roasted tomatoes, so you can tell it's a lot lighter in color. And the convection oven set at 250 degrees really reduces it down nicely. Now let me show you what I have going on behind me. This is really interesting, and I may do a video about it. I'm going to make mushroom ketchup. It is so amazing. There's no tomatoes involved at all. It's all mushrooms. So I'm going to get these guys into the freezer, mark on what it is, roasted, the date. So I hope you guys try this. It is such a good recipe. I'll leave you a step-by-step guide on how to process the tomatoes, and it is so nice to know you're eating good food. It doesn't have all the chemicals and corn syrups that a lot of the manufacturers put in to try to make everything taste so good, and it's so bad for you. So I hope you guys like my little cooking video, and like always, please leave me any questions, comments, and suggestions down below, and we'll see you guys next time.